First Nations organizations are coming together to build a $40 million project on the 15-acre waterfront gateway site. The plan was unveiled at an information session for media yesterday at the Civic Center. The plan will go before Council on Monday night for approval. Green space, apartment buildings, and cultural centers are all part of the mix planned for the site, located adjacent to the Gateway Casino and the Canal District. The plan calls for 120 apartment units between two high-rise towers. The development represents an initial investment of $40 million with the potential of additional expansion.
I was incredibly disappointed when I saw the comments of the leader of the Liberal Party, or the picture rather. There is no place in our country to take pictures or act in that way.
All the major party leaders' campaign plans were disrupted yesterday by news that Liberal leader Justin Trudeau dressed in black and brown face more than once as a teenager and younger man. Trudeau asked for forgiveness. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh talked about how hurtful it is to people who experience racism regularly to see the Prime Minister in racist costumes. And Conservative leader Andrew Scheer said Trudeau's apologies are hollow because he hasn't told the full truth.
I didn't understand how hurtful this is to people who live with discrimination every single day. I have always acknowledged that I come from a place of privilege, but I now need to acknowledge that that comes with a massive blind spot. I have dedicated my leadership and my service to Canada to try and counter intolerance and racism everywhere I can. But this has been a personally a moment where I've had to reflect on the fact that wanting to do good and wanting to do better simply isn't good enough, and you need to take responsibility for mistakes that hurt people who thought I was an ally.
It's not for me to forgive, it's for Canadians to forgive him if they choose to or not. But I have to really point out what we're seeing now is an ongoing pattern of behavior that's really going to hurt Canadians. They're going to see the Prime Minister mocking the realities that so many Canadians live with. And it is not a joke. Racism means that people are hurt physically, they're hurt mentally, they don't get the jobs that they need and want. It has hurt people in such a horrible way. It can never be something that is made light of. And I'm really more and more thinking about how much this is going to hurt Canadians. To see more and more images coming out is just going to make that pain even deeper. It's going to make Canadians think about what they've gone through in their lives, how it's hurt them in their lives. And I want folks to really know that they are valued, they are loved, they have worth. Don't let these images make you question your own self-worth.
As I said, if we want to talk about a candidate who would never pass a Conservative vetting process, it's the Liberal candidate for Papineau, who has lied to Canadians, who interfered in a criminal prosecution, who broke ethics laws twice, who brought a convicted terrorist along to a state function, and now once again has lied to Canadians. That individual would never pass a Conservative vetting process. And I believe that if you're running for Prime Minister, the highest office in this land, you need to be held to a higher standard.
Police in Elliott Lake have charged an elderly man for allegedly trying to kill a trapped raccoon with a pitchfork and a pail of water. They say a neighbor heard screeching coming from a backyard and saw the scene unfold. Constable Phil Young says officers aren't sure whether the animal survived. He says the neighbor reported seeing the man get into his vehicle with the raccoon and drive off. When the suspect returned, the cage was empty. Police say the man will answer to a cruelty charge in court late next month.
I hit that water. Poof.
That was it.
Car's floating.
Car was floating.
Oh yeah, car floating.
At least 2 people are known dead as the remnants of Tropical Storm Imelda bring massive floods into the Houston area and East Texas. Others were still being rescued last night.
The preliminary information we have is that the van was traveling westbound towards Bush Airport. As it approached the underpass, they could see that the water line was around 7 or 8 feet maybe. and the vehicle continued to go forward. It did come to a pause, and according to witnesses, for some unknown reason, he just punched it and tried to drive through it some more, which didn't make sense. They did try to go in water to see if they could pull him out, to no avail. They're continuing just to coordinate check the entire bottom of it. We also have some divers out here. So we're going to be out here for a little bit, and I can check on my guys as well. It's very traumatic. We've been going call to call all day, nonstop.
And Northern Ontario Utility says it didn't have to fish long for answers when fixing a power outage yesterday morning. North Bay Hydro says the electricity cut was caused by a walleye that landed on a pole-mounted transformer. Hydro officials say the fish was likely dropped by a bird. They also joked that a strong-armed resident at loose ends might be throwing fish around. Crews restored power to the affected area within about an hour.